hi. Welcome to Tappy Talks. This edition of Tappy Talks, we're going to be talking about my tap companies and the idea of starting or joining a tap company. Now, as tap dancers, those of us that want to be professional, we think, okay, well, I got to be in a tap company because that's really where the professional work is. There's solo projects as well, but like the big thing is tap companies. And I have two companies. I'm going to start off by talking about those. I have two different companies. One of them is called Noise Complaint, and it is a tap dance theater company. It's the first one I started. It was back in 2013 when I started it. And we basically do full-length, fully choreographed tap dance shows from start to finish. They're about an hour long, and we are dressed as very well-known characters, and we put on this whole storyline, and there's acting, there's improv comedy, there's props, there's all kinds of stuff. But it is a fully choreographed, hour-long, start to finish tap dance show. So when people come and see our show, that's what they get. And then my other company, it's a more traditional tap company. It's called Rhythm Theory Tap Ensemble, and we do more of the experimental, more of like the academic tap composition. It's all based in music theory, and it's just a group of 5 of us, and we come together and just make rhythm with each other, and it's really beautiful. Both companies are absolutely the highlight of my life, and I love being the artistic director of them and also just dancing in them. It gives me the opportunity to create and perform at the same time, and I love it so very much. Noise Complaint was the first one I started, and I realized that where we perform, which a lot of where we perform is like music festivals and Comic-Cons and art festivals, fairs. We perform all over the place, but they're very like, there's not a lot of dancers at where we perform. So I would try to do like the super experimental stuff, and the audience was like crickets. They love the high energy, the funny, the exciting dances, not necessarily the kind of dances you'd see at like a modern dance show. So that's why I started Rhythm Theory, so that I had a place to put all of those things. And that's important for anyone that wants to create a tap ensemble, because you really have to figure out what kind of dance you want to create and then find the place that it fits. And if you want to create more than one kind, you might have to create 2 different companies in order to put it where it belongs, if that makes sense. Starting a tap company was never my intention. I wanted to join a tap company. I actually wanted to be a part of a tap show. I wanted to be in Tap Dogs. There's a little problem with that. Tap Dogs is traditionally an all-male tap show. I don't qualify. I could be one of their drummers, which honestly, if anyone from Tap Dogs is watching this, how do you audition? Because I want in. I want to be one of your drummers so badly. But I really wanted to be a tap dog, and when I realized that that wasn't a possibility, my teacher and mentor, who was a tap dog, basically said, start your own company, Jen. Just do it yourself. And I was like, psh, I would never go anywhere. And then I did anyway, because he planted the seed, and I went, you know what? No, I can start a company. And let me tell you, starting a tap company is not easy. It's not instant. It's not anything like you think it might be. It is a lot of, well, this is a failure. Maybe we should just stop. And then you don't. And then you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And then you lose a bunch of members at once and think, oh my gosh, is it over? And then it's not, because you keep going. There is so much passion that is needed to keep something like that on its journey. Like, it's like driving a car, and you might get a flat, and you might almost run out of gas, and you might almost hit a squirrel on the road, which would break my heart, by the way. And you might, somebody in your car might say, I don't want to go on this trip anymore. I'm going home. And they get out of your car, and so everything's going wrong. But you haven't reached your destination yet, and you can turn around, but you keep feeling like you're just almost there. You gotta keep driving. You have to keep driving, or you will never get there. So in starting my own company, I couldn't just like say, okay, well, I want to be a tap dog, but I can't be a tap dog, so I'm going to make my own tap dogs. It doesn't really work like that. You have to go with what you do, what you like, what your creativity leads you to create, really. And I just made dances. That's what I did. I made dances, and I went on and I found people to dance them with me, and I said, okay, we're a company. And we didn't have anywhere to perform. So you make the dances, you rehearse them, and then you go, where do I perform? You got to go out and look for places to perform. You have to look locally. Are there town festivals? Where are the dance studios performing? Can you get in on that? Are there other dance companies that maybe you can inquire with and say, hey, where do you perform? Do you want us to maybe open for you at your show? We can be your opening act. You got to find little ways to get yourself out there in the community and start performing. And then from there, you start going, okay, this has been going well. We've done maybe 5 or 6 shows in the community and we love it, but we want to branch out. We want to go further than this. So you start looking in other cities around where you are for their festivals and contests and anything that you can get into. So you're ready to go branch out. You've made it to the next city. Keep growing. Don't stop growing. Find more and more places to perform. And going back a little bit, definitely make sure you have a concept. Now, some of us can't start with a concept because I don't do anything normal. I kind of just said, I'm starting a tap company. And then went with it. I didn't have a concept. The concept grew with the company. And I was lucky to have dancers in the company that were willing to grow with that. But I think a better idea would have been if I had started with the concept. We are going to be this kind of tap company and we are going to do these things and have that plan. I think that would have been a little bit better from the get-go, and I maybe would have had more momentum from the beginning. I'm grateful for where I've gotten, but I'm looking back going, maybe that would have been smoother if I'd had a concept solidified first. But apparently that's not how I do things. The other thing I would say, aside from having a concept, is have an idea of where you want to go with it. Have that ultimate goal. For Noise Complaint, the ultimate goal is a tour around the world. That's the ultimate goal, is like Tap Dogs have have the whole stage show set up and have everything there that you can put it in a theater and people will pay tickets and come. That's the ultimate goal. And we're getting there. Now, we're not in theaters yet. We're on convention stages and festival stages, but we have our show. We have the whole concept. We bring it to your stage and people come. It has taken 7 years to get to this point. Or I feel like we got there around like year 4 or 5. But you gotta go through it. And that's my other piece of advice. It's like, you know where you want to go, but make sure you understand that everything is a step to get there. All of it. Take the steps. Don't just like go, okay, I want to get there. And then when you haven't gotten there yet, go, well, we're never going to get there. It's a ladder, and it's a long one. It's a hill. It's a climb. Rhythm Theory's journey is actually different from Noise Complaint's journey. And for me, the hardest thing is keeping those separate in my head and understanding, okay, this company is going this way, and this company is growing this way. I think for Rhythm Theory, the growth is a little bit more organic than Noise Complaint, because Noise Complaint has this like end goal and must get there, and Rhythm Theory is more, we want to do all of these things, so let's do all of these things, but let's also grow our concept at the same time. There's no like end goal. There's a lot of different like goals. I feel like maybe Noise Complaint is linear and Rhythm Theory is like being in the center of a ball, if I can explain that. So there's not just one way to run your company. There's not just one way to conceptualize a company. And there's lots of things that go into it, but the biggest thing, and again, I'll say it over and over and over and over again, never stop driving. Always, always, always keep your passion and keep moving forward with it. You're going to lose members. I have lost 6 members in 6 months. Like a 6-month period where I lost half my company. It blew a hole right in my company. I've lost members of my company that just losing one person could blow a hole in the company because they were so prevalent. Especially when people leave in a bad way. It definitely can demoralize people, and it can it can just cause a full stop of that car. But you got to keep going. Because you have other people in that car that really, really want to be there and don't want to stop yet because they believe in you and you believe in yourself. So it's just, don't stop driving no matter who gets out of your car, no matter who gets in your car. Don't stop heading toward that goal. You need to believe in your project so much that you don't give up on it. And I think that's the biggest key to success in starting a tap company. Now, to go on the flip side, joining a tap company. It's a little bit harder because you got to find one first. And then, you got to put your skills up and really get ready to audition because you want to put your best foot forward. And that is both a pun and for real. So you want to really put your best foot forward. In Florida, we have several tap companies and they're all owned by such wonderful people that just want to make music and grow with everybody. So for me, I would want to join these companies because of not only just being in a company, but the idea of the community that I'm about to get into. It's just so warm and welcoming and musical and just noisy. And I love that. Some companies like mine are very busy. We are extremely busy. And then there's other companies that are a little bit more casual that maybe perform a couple times a year and really focus on like the growth of the dancer and skill building versus my companies, which are very like, okay, here's a bunch of dances, let's go perform. And the two separate kinds of companies, very good things. So wherever you are out in the world, try to see if there are tap companies that you can audition for. And if there are, fantastic. And if there aren't, maybe you got to do what I did. Because there wasn't one where I was, and that's why I started my companies. But if you have this company in mind, I know of one that's like phenomenal. It's in Austin, Texas, called Tapestry. And it's a tap company that is like a ballet company. It is a fully professional job. It could be like your job for however long you're in it. It's so cool. A dream of mine used to be being in that company. But because I started my own, I can't just be like, okay, peace out, noise complaint, bye, I'm gonna go be in somebody else's company. It doesn't work very well. They get a little mad at you if you even talk about doing that. I might know that. No, I would never ever leave my companies, but that company is so great. And you could sit here and go, all right, that's my goal. I want to be in that company. Well, how do you join it? Look them up. Maybe go see their show. If you aren't local and can go see their show, look them up online. Start making contacts with them. See if they have a festival that they do or a workshop that they host and go take part in that. Invest your time in their company so that someday they might invest their company in you by hiring you. That is a big thing. You want to be in a company? First, let them know who you are by being there and showing up and making contact. But also invest your time in their projects so that they go, okay, this is somebody that loves tap and this is somebody that works well with our company. That way when you show up to the audition, they know who you are, or they've at least seen you before, they know your resume, and they know whether or not you're a good fit. Forging relationships is the best way to be in any company. If you want to be in a ballet company, forge that relationship, go to their summer intensive. Let them know who you are early. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. It was my companies, what they are, how and why I started them, and then maybe I can light a fire under you if you wanted to start a company or join one someday, because being a tap dancer isn't just putting your shoes on and making tappy tappy noises. It's a lot of that, but it's not just that. It's about the community that you tap in. It is about the music that you can make with other people. It's great to be a solo artist, but being a part of a company is just, it's one of the most rewarding and exceptional experiences of my entire life. My cat's about to sneeze really loudly. It's all over this video, but that's fine. And she's right next to my laptop, by the way. But real quick, if you can, please go check out Noise Complaint Live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/noisecomplaintlive, and I'll have all that down below. And then check out Rhythm Theory, which is youtube.com/Rhythm Theory Tap Ensemble. And again, I'll have that down below. We have Instagrams as well. It's Noise Complaint Live and Rhythm Theory. And we have shows, we've got live streams, we've got all kinds of stuff going on. So please check out my companies and show us some love. and check out the companies in your area. Show them some love, especially right now, because tap companies don't really have a whole lot of methods to perform right now. All of my shows have gone virtual this year. Since March, we got 2 shows into our tour. We had a spring tour. It was like 10 shows. We got 2 shows in, and then everything gets canceled. But all of our shows are virtual right now. So it's actually kind of good for you guys that are all around the world. You can actually watch our show from where you are, even if you're all the way across the world, versus having to go to the convention that we happen to be at, but you're all the way across the world, so you can't. So upsides, you know? So anyway, please check us out and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for coming to these Tappy Talks. These are as much fun as making tutorials, I swear, because I love talking, obviously, because I never stop. Please subscribe. I have tutorials of all kinds. I've got technique tutorials, I've got choreography, I've got step tutorials, I've got mostly tap, but I also have some contemporary. I got anything you need on this channel when it comes to tap dance, and I would love it if you would become a part of my tap fam and hit the notification bell so that you can make sure that you get notified. I hate saying the same word twice, but notified when I post a video. And please, on any video that you watch that you really like, please hit that thumbs up so that YouTube knows that this is good content, because if you do that, other tap dancers would have an easier way finding this channel. And my whole goal is to just give you guys free class, free advice, free tappy time. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And as always, thank you for dancing with me.